I'm so happy to be here with you today. And I was thinking about coming to talk to you and trying to remember what it felt like to be in middle school. But here's the thing, the world looked really, really different then. So did the school. There were 11 kids in my 8th grade class, and my sister, who was just 3 years ahead of me, only had 5 kids in her class, all girls. And by the way, if you walk outside, there's a bench that is in her honor and in her memory. So if you see a bench that says, "Know me Fein," that's my sister. Anyway, back to me in middle school. We did not have cell phones, we did not have computers, we did not have anything that even slightly resembled social media. Our world, in so many ways, was much, much smaller. One day, when I was about your age, my grandfather came to speak at Schechter and to speak to my class. I was proud that my grandfather was there, and I remember what he said because it was a story he told me often when I was growing up. He told us that when he was a little boy of 9 in a faraway place called Bender, which was a city in Bessarabia, the Rebbe in his cheder told his class that very far away there is a country called America. In that faraway country, there's a city called Philadelphia. And in that city, there is a huge bell called the Liberty Bell. And then the Rebbe said that on the bell are engraved words from our Torah, from Leviticus, proclaim liberty throughout the land and to all the inhabitants thereof. The Rebbe told my grandfather's class that he found that hard to believe. Why would they have our words on their bell? So then my grandfather told us that he did come to America in 1923, and he and my grandmother went to Philadelphia to see the Liberty Bell and to check this out. And indeed, there were the words, our words. But the bell had a very large crack. And from that day, my grandfather said, he tried to live his life as a bell mender, to fix the cracked promises that exclude so many of us. Now, of course, when my grandfather spoke of mending the bell, it was really a metaphor for mending the world. From a very young age, my grandfather and my parents told me over and over that our task was to make the world a better place. My problem with this was that even without computers and without social media and with only 11 kids in my class, I felt that the world was a very big place, and it seemed like an unrealistically tall order. But when I graduated from college, I did what my family expected. I tried to fix the world. First, I worked at Shalom Achshav, and then at a nonprofit to help senior citizens. But after a few years, I left the nonprofit world, and I turned instead to a career in writing and marketing, and I began my journey to becoming a mother. By then, I'd given up on changing the world. I was just looking to change my own life. Ultimately, my journey to becoming a mom ended in Guatemala, where my husband and I adopted 3 children. Now it was time to turn inward. Forget about fixing the world. There was laundry to do and baths to draw and meals to cook. The kitchen itself needed a lot of tikkuning. As my kids got older, they required even more of my time. Our middle child, Dahlia, had a rare degenerative disease that ultimately took her life last year, 1 week after she turned 17. Now, a degenerative disease is a very cruel thing. Over time, you become sicker and sicker, and things become much harder for you to do. But my daughter Dahlia was magic. And her magical power was that she continued to radiate joy with her smile and her kindness and her genuine caring about every person she met, even as her ability to walk and talk slipped away. And what happened is that people reflected that same joy and kindness right back to her, and it became a virtuous circle, and our world became a better place because of it. Now, I was asked to say what I believe in, so here's what I believe. Here's what I know. Changing the world doesn't have to look big. The small moments, one after the other, can make the world a better place too. There are times in our life when we're inspired to try to make a difference on a big stage, and that's great. But there are many more times every single day. When we have the chance to make a difference in the classroom, on the playground, in our own homes. And these moments add up. They don't have to be through huge gestures, and they don't have to be through viral videos. They can be through simple acts of kindness, of caring, and of paying attention to the person on the outskirts. When all of us come together as bell menders, in the big moments, and the really small ones too, that's how we make a difference and fix the world.